Yo, welcome to Blocks to Bags, your go-to show for everything business, entrepreneurship, Web3, tech, creator, all of that good stuff.
Yes, my people. It's another episode of Blocks to Bags, your weekly show where you get the latest news in entrepreneurship, tech, investing, and you get a bit of opinion from your boy Bej.
And Seb on the mic. Let's go. We back again.
Come on, another one. Yo, Seb, how's your week been, man? Talk to me. What's going on in the world of VC?
Yeah,
What's been good, man?
My week has been good. You know, just getting back into the groove of things. You know what I'm saying? It's been a bit of a crazy week this week. The markets have been flipped on their head. We've had a mini budget released by the Chancellor. That came out, I think, 2 days ago, and there's some really exciting news in the world of investing and angel investing. So for a lot of investors, there's a scheme called EIS and SEIS, which is basically a way of encouraging high net worth individuals or people with money in the UK to invest in startups and entrepreneurs.
Yep.
And this scheme was started a couple of years ago by the government, where they're basically saying, listen, if you invest like 50 bags into this company, 50% of that, depending on the scheme, up to 50% can be like an income tax write-off. So that's a cool thing. And what they've recently said in this budget is that they've increased the amount of money that can be SEIS and EIS certified. So essentially companies can raise more money from people, and people can get even more kind of like tax benefits from investing in early stage startups. So that's some cool news that's coming out from the budget in the world of investing, angel investing. So that's one for the investors and that out there. Outside of that, for the rest of the economy, it's not looking good, bruv. It's only been 17 days since Liz Truss and Chancellor Kwesi have been in office.
And they're coming with that vim.
They're coming with hella vim. All the stuff that they announced yesterday basically has kind of taken the market down. The pound has dropped to the lowest it's been in the last nearly 40 years, they're saying.
Wow.
The cost of borrowing by the government has gone up because all the sort of international financial institutions are not looking at these policies favorably, in that the government's basically announcing a hell of a lot of tax cuts for people. The press is kind of honing in on the idea that it's more like tax cuts for the rich, that kind of thing. But yeah, the international markets haven't reacted well to it. But I guess another cool thing that's kind of come out of this budget, one for those looking to potentially buy a property, is that we've got a stamp duty holiday. So stamp duty has been scrapped on homes worth 250k.
Yep.
And I think it's up to 450k for first-time house buyers. So listen, if you've been thinking about potentially buying a house, buying a flat, moving into your first property, you should look at now as the time. Me and my partner, we got our property during the last stamp duty holiday, and it saved us a lot of money.
How long's the stamp duty break going to be?
I don't actually know how long it's going to be. Let's take a look at it. I remember the last time it was there for like a year.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's not going to be longer than a year or 2 years, because
they got to make their money, man.
yeah, essentially if you overstimulate the kind of market, this is kind of what happened with the housing crisis and stuff like that of 2008, 2010. A lot of people were given instruments and really cheap mortgages and ways to buy homes, and essentially they couldn't afford it. And when crunch time came, the world suffered. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, you don't want the world to suffer at
Yeah.
all, man. You want people to be progressing and moving forward for sure.
Come on, but shall we go through the budget super quick? Is there
Yeah,
anything
no,
that's
for
kind of
sure.
catching your eye?
I think for me the thing that caught my eye was this investment zones
Okay.
area.
Yeah.
So obviously having lower taxes for businesses and designated sites, that's always going to be super cool for those who can access that. I think having more mayoral authorities, or local mayors having more budgets.
Yeah.
I think people should really start tapping into like local business kind of consortiums and local business accelerators, as I think that's just untapped. Something I know that some of my people don't always go do, but we should be going to do a lot more of, for sure.
Trust.
And then obviously, as you mentioned, the SEIS break is a super, super useful thing. Not a break, but the increase is going to be super useful in kind of giving investors more appetite to put more money in more riskier investments. But these riskier investments ultimately fuel innovation, as we are a nation of small business owners.
100%.
There's about 4 to 5 million different small businesses in the UK. So
yeah, I
it's
think
quite a
it's
lot.
hardly like 80 or 90% of the economy is made up of small and medium-sized businesses.
Exactly. So that's something to think about as well.
That's wicked. So good one for homeowners, potentially businesses. If you're a startup or a founder, the SEIS scheme the new SEIS scheme is gonna kick in from April 2023. So maybe you want to start considering that in your funding sort of strategy and how you pitch yourself and angle your kind of round. So that's pretty cool. Another thing that I saw, actually, this is more London specific, is the mayor is creating a program to upskill people from the block with more digital skills, digital marketing, that kind of thing, which is always good to see. You know what I'm saying? The UK economy, even in this kind of report, they said, I think the UK is the 5th largest economy.
Big facts.
We need to build on our strengths, and they said our strengths are. Let me just read the intro, because it was really good. They're talking that our strengths are our services, our cultural impact on the world, our cultural exports. So let's take a look.
Life sciences they mentioned as well being the top thing. Yes, you know what's interesting, guys. Like, if you're listening in, like, sometimes when you're seeing like the budgets coming out from the Chancellor check, or you're seeing it come out from these bigger institutions, it's hard to kind of understand what it's going to mean for your actual business. But I think one thing to kind of like think about is within it they do tap up and put in like places that people should be looking, but it's about having the knowledge of knowing where to go. So that's like a big recommendation on my part. I think something to also highlight this week is the Stormzy video. Crazy. Black Book was utilized for him to reintroduce himself after being duppied by Chip and many others online for a period of time. And the music video is cold, man. It's definitely music video of the year for 2022, for sure.
For sure. It's taken the internet by storm.
He's literally, you're pulling in Usain Bolt, Louis Theroux, ZZ Mills, and then obviously you top it up with Jose Mourinho.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just groundbreaking. You got some of the biggest black influencers, people doing interesting things of our time being celebrated within the video, and also people who paved the way before. You got Ian White, you got So Solid, you got B-side Wale. You got a few pioneers who've done interesting things in their spaces for people. I think the lesson to take from the video from a commercial and a business perspective is how you can go viral, or how you can grow your business by celebrating others and bringing people together. I think that's like a really big thing that me and Seb are really trying to do with this show, is like, actually we can tell better stories, and we can actually reach new audiences and actually activating more spaces by highlighting and uplifting as many people as possible. And when I looked at it, there was like a proud moment where I was like, actually, I knew so many of these people personally. Some people I didn't even know, but I've known their story and been inspired by their story. And Stormy didn't need to put all these people in. He could have just done the Jose Mourinho Usain Bolt flex, but he actually has grassroots. The boys who run No Signal in it. You've got Link Up TV, JRM, Jamal Edwards' mom, his sister.
That was amazing.
You've got Nella Rose,
dressed in all white as well.
Henry, who's on BBC. You've got the new stars coming up. So there is definitely a lot of opportunities. And as I've been going through socials, you see he's also supported businesses. So I think a big reason Mourinho wanted to do it, because his daughter's jewellery business actually was worn throughout the music video.
Smart.
And then
really,
when he tags it on Instagram after, he tags his Matilda jewellery. there is a lovely young lady who runs a menswear business called Bianca Saunders, and then Bianca Robin. Her product is featured within the stuff. He shouts out Benjart. Just that shout out of Benjart. People are going to be searching Benjart. Benjart, we've been going on for years, but right now people talk about Cortez and Trapstar. After Traps, you talk about Cortez, but Benjart were literally
paved the way, bro. They've been there,
and also like Benjart were Adidas if Trapstar were Nike in the streets.
Exactly.
And Cortez have come in and become Puma, but they've really become the new Adidas. So just that shout out for Benjart, and he doesn't own shares in Benjart. That alone could be worth a lot of money to Benjart's business, and he didn't have to do that. He
didn't. I love the way he was wearing the Benjart with the Prada and uplifting the UK brands along with the other brands, and he was dropping it in like it was normal, like it deserved to be there. Do you know what I'm saying? Proud moment.
Very, very proud moment. So yeah, that's super cool. Another interesting thing to kind of go away and think about as we wrap our kind of insight for this week. Another thing to insight. There's been a really cool breakdown around Adobe's numbers. So how they went from 2 billion to 15 billion in revenue in 10 years. I think it's kind of like awesome to kind of know and see that, this business Adobe that we used to see growing up, where you had to pay X hundreds or X in pounds to go and get the software in your computer, you can now pick it up on a subscription. They brought the price down. So, a lot of us who are Adobe customers, you'd be paying £15, £20 subscription a month, or £45. And that business model for them in 2012 was making 4.4 billion. As of 2021, is making 15 billion. Their subscription has outweighed their product and other offerings by a hell of amount, a big amount in the last couple of months, in the last couple of years, dare I say it. And I think it's really interesting how people do move to membership and subscription models. I think is going to be a interesting play to see how different businesses take inspo. I don't think it's an easy thing to just straight away say, we're going to have a subscription business, but I do think it's a necessary bow to add to your business revenue stream if you can. I'm definitely within Super, and I know you said with Angel Investing School, we're looking at how membership looks like. You're looking at what subscription looks like. These cohort-based fees and these one-time based fees sometimes are good, but it's not always accessible. So I do think it is kind of like super interesting to kind of find. It is super interesting to find a way for people to not only just get access to others, but also to get access to a wider community. That is some stuff that is definitely interesting me in this space. So yeah, this week, UK budget, you got the Stormzy video we just spoke about, you got Adobe section. We're actually now also going to be looking to kind of bring out more interviews, guys. So this is definitely going to be a much more shorter episodes. The formats we're playing with at the moment in-house, there's going to be a couple more interviews coming up between now and the end of the year. We're also looking at potentially doing a couple of like group hosted conversations. So if you're listening to this and you want to be involved in our debates and our panels, let us know, because we're going to be hosting debates and panels around raising money, around hiring, around leadership, around safe spaces, around mental health and business. So yeah, please hit up at blocks2bags on Instagram, go to blocks2bags.com and hit us up on email there. Because we're going to be looking for cast members and crew members to join those episodes. So yeah, it's going to be really, really fun. I hope you guys are having a great week. We just wanted to check in and obviously give you guys an update before we hit this next recording session this afternoon. But yeah, the market is heating up. The Stormzy numbers is a hell of an inspiration for not just me, not just Seb, but for all of us who are tuned in right now. And it's definitely going to be a very, very exciting couple of weeks as we head into Black History Month, we head into Black Friday, and we head into Cyber Monday and obviously Christmas sales. Do let us know if you think that we should start doing a couple of deep dives in certain industries. On my newsletter this last week, I wrote about the art industry and pop-up museums and immersive experiences, and people seem to really react well to it. So if you guys want to get some of that as well, let us know. As you guys always know, it's Beej and Seb. It's been Blocks to Bags. So yeah, stay tuned in, stay locked in, guys. Have a great week, and hope you enjoyed this short episode. Blocks to bags.